Let's get to the IRS scandal. The acting IRS Commissioner, Stephen Miller, admitting that, quote, mistakes were made. He will appear before the House Ways and Means Committee on Friday. They're going to have the first hearing on this. Lawmakers wanted to know why the IRS subjected the applications of conservative groups for nonprofit status to tougher scrutiny, something the agency has admitted to, did so last Friday, as a matter of fact.
And then the bigger problem is not just Steve Miller knew about it last year, in May of last year, but also Douglas Shulman, the former commissioner of the IRS, and then Republican lawmakers were not getting answers and not being told what they knew then. Republican Congressman Vern Buchanan of Florida wrote a letter to Treasury Secretary Jack Lew demanding a full account of those responsible for the IRS's gross abuse of power. Congressman Buchanan joins us, along Monica Crowley is still here. Congressman, what do you want to come out of this? Doug Shulman isn't no longer the commissioner there. How many heads do you want to roll?
Well, they need to roll quickly, I think, to restore the government. But the bottom line, they're targeting American citizens. And we've got to take that very serious because the IRS has the power to destroy businesses and people's lives. You cannot be in a situation where people criticize their government and they send the IRS after you.
Let me ask you,
they said this wasn't a problem. It is a problem.
About the timing of all this, you said heads need to roll quickly after the president's commentary yesterday saying that, hey, we need to wait for the full report to come out. Now that we know that the acting commissioner, the former commissioner, that they knew about it May of 2012, we don't need the full report. Is that what you're saying? We don't need to even wait for the hearing on Friday and all that to know?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if some people got fired today or tomorrow. This needs to be addressed. Anybody involved with this needs to be clearly, I think, fired. We're going to have a full committee hearing, which I'm a part of as a member in Florida. But we have a full committee hearing Friday, and we'll hear a lot more. But this isn't something that can take a normal process. We've got to deal with this aggressively, and I think right now.
We still don't know, Congressman, how all this got started or the targeting of these conservative groups.
But again, no matter how it got targeted, you're targeting Americans, and you just can't let this run on over a period of time. This has got to be addressed with and take a look at who's involved in this, because the IRS is the most feared organization in Washington. They have enormous power to intimidate people and take advantage of a circumstance.
And there have been stories of political targeting by the IRS in the past under different administrations. We talked about that yesterday. Your take, Monica?
FDR.
Oh, way back. Yeah, your take,
back
Monica.
Back to FDR, the Kennedy administration, the Johnson administration, and then, of course, Article 2 of the Articles of Impeachment drawn up against President Nixon, who resigned before they could be applied, was misuse of the Internal Revenue Service. Look, the congressman is right. It's the most feared agency in America because the power to tax is the power to destroy. This is one of the most dangerous and chilling things that can happen in the United States of America. And further investigation needs to happen here because we've seen a culture of corruption now. This is all part of a piece. Remember, Barack Obama came, and I'm not suggesting he knew anything about this, but he came out of the Saul Alinsky tradition about demonizing opponents, and this would fit right into that culture. Remember, during the Nixon White House,
firing people now, what the congressman's saying. You think we have enough now to work, or wait a minute?
Well, we have enough to go forward with hearings and further investigation, but we have to see, as Dagan says, where did this originate?
But this almost looks like, at least the, for lack of a better phrase, cover-up part of it. Doug Shulman was a Bush appointee, the former commissioner, and he testified initially that he didn't know anything about the targeting, that he was informed in May of last year about it. And then Steve Miller was in communications with some GOP lawmakers after he was aware of the targeting and never disclosed it.
Again, what did they know and when did they know it? Remember, the original iteration of the story just a couple of days ago was, it was low-level employees out of Cincinnati. Now we see in the Washington Post, it's Washington, D.C., and the headquarters there. So the question is, how far up does it go, and where did the order come from?
Thanks, Monica, as always. And Congressman,
I just don't think we can. I just don't think we can go through a normal process. We need to look at this quickly. You have to have the ability as American to criticize your government without retribution, and that's really what's happening here. I think we need to take a look at that. I think in the next couple of days we need to be firing some people in terms of the IRS.
And we'll definitely watch for you at the hearing on Friday, Congressman Buchanan and Monica Crowley. Thanks to both of you.